Hi everyone, Ryan here, Ion Capital Solutions. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk to you about a very important topic, and that is how to make sure that you are getting the most out of your lead list. Now, many people don't like rejection. Okay. In fact, let me rephrase that. Nobody likes rejection. Right? Nobody wants to be rejected. Okay. But as salespeople, we need to get used to it. Okay. And we need to not take no for an answer. Okay. It's all in the follow up. Okay. And if you don't connect with somebody the first time, follow up. If you connect with them the second time and they tell you they're busy to call back later, follow up. If they tell you they don't have time for this, maybe next month, follow up. Follow up, follow up, follow up. You need to wring out that damp cloth for every drop it's worth. All right, let's talk about it. Okay, so as you can see, I mean it. Wring out that damp cloth for every drop that it's worth. Okay, that's how you have to view your lead list. You have to get every bit of value out of it. Okay, that can't happen if you just go through the list and toss it away. You need to keep following up. Make sure that you connect with people. Find out their timeline, find a way to connect with them, understand what their interests are, crack a joke, build a relationship, and continue to follow up. And at some point, you will connect as long as you understand how to provide value and, of course, comprehend their needs, therefore, thereby tying your value to those needs, right? But with that being said, all those little drops, what are you doing with them? And how are you organizing them, right? Is everything. And that's something we're going to talk about here as well. Okay. Now, it begins with how many times that you should actually be contacting these people, right? Well, if we look at the statistics, and you can find these general statistics online, and that's what I'm basing it off of, and I'm going to give you my own 2 cents at the end of it. But apparently, 48% of salespeople will never follow up. 48% of salespeople never follow up with the prospect. Okay, meaning once they don't pick up the phone, or once that person says no, thank you at this time, they move on. Right? Don't be part of that 48%. Okay, 25% of salespeople make a second contact and then they stop. Right? So it didn't work the first time, it didn't work the second time. I'm going to give up now, right? 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and then stop. And only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. And those are the people that make money, okay? Because they understand it's all in the follow up, all right? 2% of sales are made on the first contact. And that's true. It's very rare that that'll happen. I once had a kid come into my program and close a $7 million commercial deal his second day. Or I should say, he got the lead in for a $7 million commercial real estate deal his second day. It took a while to play out for him to get paid, but it's very lucky. Very lucky. Okay. 3% of sales are made on the second contact, right? 5% of sales are made on the third contact. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made on the fifth to the 12th. And that's realistic because you need to keep following up with people so that the timing lines up, right? Everyone that you talk to doesn't need money immediately today, right? They need money tomorrow, most likely, right? You will encounter those that need it today, but it's about connecting with these people, putting them in your funnel, and then following up and taking good notes and making sure to reach out when the time is appropriate. And if you do that and you stick to a consistent regimen, all of a sudden you have plenty of business today. And that's because what you did over the last 30, 60, 90 days is now helping you, right? You're able to actually benefit from those past connections. And that's what ensures that you have plenty of business to work on today, that you have business from yesterday closing today, right? That's the consistency in earnings. But it's all about consistency with leads, proper organization, follow up. Okay, so how are you organizing these leads? Now, make no mistake about it. There's going to be a lot of drops from that damp cloth, right? You keep reaching out to people, you keep building up this list, you keep following up, it eventually turns into a lot of data. How are you going to organize that data? Now imagine for a second you're reaching out to 50 people a week, or excuse me, a day, right? 250 people a week, 1,000 people in the month, 12,000 people in the year, right? Not that those are the actual numbers, but just to give you some figures to work with. Are you going to put 12,000 contacts on a Post-it? I think not, right? Are you going to put 12,000 people in a notebook? How many of those notebooks are you going to have? How long is it going to take you to find that contact, to find your notes in your last conversation with that contact? How many pages in that book worth of notes are you going to have based on conversation with that person? How long does it take you to find that person to catch up on those notes? It's not efficient. Don't use a notebook, okay? Are you going to utilize a CRM that has relationship management and email integration and follow-ups and projects and documents and email marketing and sales calls, and it's all tied together? Sounds great, right? It's not great. It costs you money. There's a monthly cost. There's a cost to data storage. The more contacts you have, the higher the bill goes up. You're not earning money yet if you're new to business loan brokering, right? So now you're accruing a bill and digging yourself in a hole before you even start the rat race. It's not an effective way to do things, okay? And if you ever try and get out of that CRM and over to another one, the cost of pulling that data out and integrating into a new system is astronomical. CRMs are meant for deals, not raw contacts. And just because there's bells and whistles wrapped around the CRM doesn't mean that it's a quality product. Okay, anybody with experience will tell you that. And that's why when you go and work for a legitimate, mature company, they build their own software. They have simplified software. They're not purchasing a third-party platform like HubSpot or the like. All right? So if not a CRM, we're left with Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. Obviously very similar functionality, but two completely different companies. Now, Microsoft Excel is great for your local hard drive, right? You keep your spreadsheets. That's terrific. But what happens when you're on the road? What happens when you need to access it from another computer? It's not very mobile. Right? Sure, you could upload it to the cloud or to a drive and access it that way, but when you do that, it gets converted over to Google Sheets. And this is what you should be utilizing. And what's so great about Google Sheets? It's free. It's easy to use. It's the same thing as Microsoft Excel. It's just online. You download the Google Sheets app on your phone, your iPad, your computer. It's associated with your Google account. You can access it from anywhere in the world. That is how you organize your leads, your contacts, okay? Very, very important. Now, how do you actually go about doing that? Well, let's take a look. So here we have our template, okay, that we offer our students, which is a tracker and client list. Okay, now the tracker sections I'm not going to show you today. We're going to look at our client list. But essentially what we have here is our book of business, right? Our clients, these are the people we funded. Our negotiating, these are the people who've submitted applications to us. We're in the middle of dealing with the lender. We're providing a quote to them, whatever it is. Dead deals, deals that didn't fund and why. These are your three categories, and this is where you stack your gold, okay? And these lists get long. But you know what lists are longer than that? Your leads. There's going to be a lot of people in here. And what happens when I ask you, what's going on with Jane Doe, and you don't take notes, or you have to rifle through your Post-its, your notebook, and you're not sure? It's a mess. It's a disaster. You need to move quickly and efficiently when you're navigating your data, right? So if you take good notes and you organize yourself appropriately, and I ask you what's going on with your calls for the day, right? 311, what calls do you have? You do a find function like I just did in the right corner, and it lights up your call for the day. I take good notes here. I can type in, right? Jane and I have a call to discuss a new construction project, right? We spoke 3 months ago. She told me to call her at this time, right? And or if I was to ask you, Jane Doe, what's going on with Jane Doe, right? You type in Doe, hit enter, it lights up. There's her name, whatever it is, right? You can navigate thousands of contacts very quickly and efficiently. And as long as you take good notes when you speak to people, you're organized. You neatly stack these leads. You know your follow-ups. You can type in the notes, right? Spoke 3-7, told me to call back 3-11, right? Voicemail, whatever it is. You take an accurate, and let me just show you what I mean. You take accurate notes, right? So let's put here, let's say the original contact was, contact 222, right? But I always do it to the left, right? So let's say we spoke 222, needs money for expansion, right? But we had another call scheduled, right? And we'll do second call scheduled for 3-1, right? But on 3-1, got voicemail, right? So I'm taking accurate notes and a storyboard, a timeline of what's going on, right? I need to follow up with this person, right? Follow up. I'm letting myself know that I need to follow up with this person. So when I go through my leads and I take a look or whatever it is, and I go to 3-1 or whatever, I know I didn't connect with this person. I need to follow up with this person, right? And I'll maybe leave a note for myself, right? 3-5 follow up, right? So I know on the 5th of this month, right? When I type in 3-5 and I hit enter, whoops, I need to do 3/5 and I hit enter, it's going to light up the call for the day for me. And I know that I need to contact that person. That's how you organize yourself. And it's all on one sheet. It's easily navigated. It's simple. You're not in some CRM where you have to click multiple tabs and multiple sections and scroll through and do a search and scroll down and click over and expand the bubble. That's a complete and utter waste of your time. You need to be quick and efficient. Right? Are they active? Put them in the active tab. Are they cold? Put them in the cold tab. Once in a while, do an email blast. Right? Put your email blast lists together. Right? Do they not want to? If they want to unsubscribe, remove them from the list. Stack your leads neatly. Right? Have they been funded before? Great. Let's fund them again. Are you negotiating? Make sure you take good notes. You follow up with that person. Right? You answer their questions. If they relay information, or if information is relayed from the lender to you, send it over to your client. If the client has a question for the lender, back and forth. You're the broker. You're taking care of the relationships here, right? You need to manage yourself and be efficient. You need to be organized. What about all the dead deals? Okay, the deal didn't work out last time. Doesn't mean it can't work out the next time. Are you organizing that data? Are you keeping good notes? Are you following up with these people? Follow up, follow up, follow up. It's all in the follow up. It's all in how you organize yourself. You need to wring out that damp cloth for every drop it's worth, for every dollar it's worth. All right. Anyway, that's going to do it for this topic. Thanks so much for your time today. All of you, I wish you the best of luck with your loan brokering journey. And if you need some help, all you have to do is reach out.